Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Ashley Wilson. I am the Assistant Director of Financial Aid and Advising for Crosby Scholars, and you are viewing training material for Crosby Scholarship Selection Committee. So if you're here, you're viewing this training, first I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being willing to help, for volunteering your time. We really and truly could not do what we do without your help. So thank you again for being gracious with your time and volunteering to help us read through our scholarship applicants and choose our recipients. So for the scholarship selection committee process, you will be using our scholarship management platform, which is called Submittable, and that is the page that we're looking at right now. You will use Submittable to log in and view your applicant material, their essays, their resumes, letters of recommendations, anything that we ask the student to supply for a scholarship. You'll be able to view it here for all scholarships that are assigned to you. I want to show you an overall view of what it will look like when you log in for the first time as a selection committee member. Of course, first you would head to submittable.com here, submittable.com, and then you would click on the sign in tab here and enter in your login credentials. So for this training, I've gone ahead and made a test account just to show you what it will look like when you log in and to provide some background on the overall experience for you. So once you use your login credentials to sign in to submittable.com, this is the landing page that you will see. So the very first page that you'll see as you sign in to Submittable to review scholarship applications that have been assigned to you. You'll see that the only results that you see are those that have been assigned to you. And ideally in your scenario, of course, you will see more than one application. So you'll see a nice list here, but for training purposes, we'll just go over this one application. So right off, you can see a little bit of information about the scholarship that you are reviewing. Right here, you'll see the name of the scholarship that you're reviewing. You'll see that it is in a committee review stage, which means that it is ready for you to begin your review process. And then you will see a submission number, and you may see some information under this submitter field. Now, when you log in, the submitter field could be concealed like it is here, or you could see the submitter's name, first and last name. So you might see it say Ashley Wilson here. But if it doesn't, please know that this is normal. This is a control that we as admin can control. So we will choose whether or not you're able to see this information here. So if you see concealed, don't worry, this is normal, just carry on. So to go ahead and get started, to open an application, you will always click on the submission number. So right here, we'll open it to get started, and it will bring you to the application page. So here is the actual page, the application that contains all of the information that the students saw when they were applying for the scholarship, and it contains the information that they uploaded or provided to us as part of the application process. And so when you first open the application page, of course, you'll see up here at the top the name of the scholarship that you're reviewing for. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see an initial form. The initial form shows the full application. And so when you log in, it could look like this, where you might need to click here to open the form. So you would just click, of course, on the initial form, and it will open the form here for you. And if you scroll down, you can see lots of information about the scholarship. You can see the criteria that we asked the student to meet or to supply. If the application included an essay, you will see the essay topic right here. And then if you scroll down just a little bit further, this section here is going to contain the documents or the materials that we ask the student to supply to us. So in this example, you see there's a scholarship essay, there is an activities resume, and this one has is asking for a letter of recommendation. In this example here, just because this is a test account, this letter of recommendation is not actually attached. But when you review scholarships, if they have a letter of recommendation, and not many of ours do, so it's very possible you might not see this at all, but if you did, you would be able to click on this field and open it up. And let me show you what that looks like. So all of the documents or materials inside Submittable are very easy to open. It's very user-friendly to use. All we need to do is either click here, or you can download the file as well. Either way is just fine. If you click on it, it will open the essay or the document, whatever the material is for you here in this very same window, and you can review it. And when you would like to move to the next material or the next document, you can simply click this little forward button. And it will open the next document. So in this case, now we're looking at the activities resume. And so you can move back and forth very easily. If you'd like to review the essay again, you can just click the back button here like I did, and it will open the file for you. Forward, you can look at the activities resume here. And so when you've looked at all of the attached documents, you've reviewed the student's essay, you've reviewed the student's activities resume, and an activities resume is something that we ask for that typically outlines things like community service involvement, leadership activities. It can include part-time employment as well. And so once you've had a chance to review both of those, then you are ready to get to the actual review and rubric phase of the review process. So in order to do that, you navigate over here to the right-hand side of your screen, and you'll see that there's a little box, a rectangle here. It has a few things. You see activity, review, and messages. I want you just to click here on the review tab right in the middle. And when you do, it will open your committee review box where you click complete review. And this is where the scholarship rubric opens. And so this rubric is designed to give you some objective criteria to understand what we actually mean, what we're asking for when we ask you to review a student's material or essay and rate it on a scale of 1 to 6. And we've outlined what each level in that review means. So we describe excellent. What does an excellent essay have? What does that mean to you? You've got some bullet points here. An excellent essay might address all aspects of the prompt. It might be written very clear, proper grammar. The structure is very easy to read, very easy to follow. So in this case, you would give that student a 6. Moving down a little bit, if you'd like to choose above average, maybe this essay is really, really great. It addresses most aspects of the prompt. Maybe there are a couple of things that could use some work, but overall it's really, really fantastic. You can choose, you have the choice to choose between 4 and 5 points, depending upon the strengths that you evaluate, to give this particular applicant maybe an above average score, and so on. So let's just pretend in this example, we're going to give the student a 5. This is an above average essay, and then we will move on to the activities resume. And keep in mind, while you're working on this rubric, you can freely toggle back and forth. If you need to take a second look at the essay, you can do so. If you need to take another look at the activities resume, you can do so. So as you're moving through the rubric, you're evaluating the activities resume. We've done the same thing for you here. We've described what we believe is an excellent, average, or below average activities resume. We ask you to choose which one you believe this particular resume falls in. We're going to give the student an average rating. And then if there are more criteria, they'll be listed here in the rubric. If they aren't, this would be the end. So in this example, if there were a letter of recommendation, you would see this so that you would want to evaluate that particular piece of information as well. But let's just pretend this person had an above average letter of recommendation. But remember, your scholarship, whichever one that you read for, could have different materials attached. Maybe the scholarship you read for only has an essay, in which case you would only see this particular part in your rubric. Maybe your scholarship that you're reviewing for has both an essay and an activities resume. If that's the case, you would see these two pieces that we just went over. And then, of course, if it has a third component, another component, you would see that here. So once you've reviewed all of the attached materials, you have a couple of options. So some people decide or learn as they're kind of going through the review process that maybe they want to read all of the applicant's essays, look at all of their activities resumes first, and then they want to go back and rate each individual application. This is absolutely fine. This is up to you, whatever works best for you. Some selection committee members have told me they like to read each application, rate it, and then move on to the next. Both are absolutely fine. Like I said, whatever works best for you is fine. What I want to point out, though, is that if you are part of the group who would like to maybe rate them as you go, you can certainly do that. You would choose your selections and then you would click Submit Review when you are finished. Or if you're a person who wants to maybe read through all of them, work on them a little bit as you go, you can also save drafts. But the important part to note here is once you submit your review, you cannot go back and change it. So if you think that you might want to work on it, jump back and forth, whatever your style is, you can click Save Draft and come back to it. So for this training example, we're going to just say we're finished with this application. We've reviewed everything that we need to review. We are confident in our ratings and we want to go ahead and submit review for this one applicant and move on to the next one. So when I click Submit Review, I get to see a copy of my answers. So the answers for each material and how I rated that particular student. And then when I'm ready to move forward to the next student, if there was another one in this list, we could either click the forward button here up in the top left kind of corner of your screen, or we can simply just click back to list. And so what I want you to notice here is before we reviewed this particular student, before we began, the student did not have a score. They do now because we've performed the review for this particular student, this applicant, and a number value has been assigned based on the choices that we made in our review using the rubric. So this is a good visual identifier to you that when you come back to this particular screen, if you have a screen of several applicants, maybe you see 25 different applicants on the same page, this is a good visual indicator. This little green check mark shows you, yes, I have opened this application and I have completed the review. And then also, if you see a score here, that also tells you, yes, I have completed review for this applicant, for the student. I'm finished with this one. I can move on to the next. And that's it. That's all you need to do. You'll look at each individual application. You will open each application. You'll read the material. You will open each document, review each document, perform your review over here on the right-hand side. And then when you're finished, check your list to see for a score and a green check mark to tell you that you are finished with that particular applicant, your review is finished for that one, and then move to the next. With that said, I will provide you with your login information to get started. I will also provide you with a PDF example or another type of example showing you visual instructions on everything that we went over today. And so you'll have that to reference. and you'll have this video as well. Of course, if you have any questions about this review process, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can contact me at any time at awilson@crosbyscholars.org. You'll have my information. You can give me a call if you like. We can chat anytime. But I believe the submittable system is fairly straightforward, fairly easy to navigate, and my hope is that you will think so as well. Again, just thank you so much for volunteering your time. Thank you for being willing to participate in this process. We appreciate your support so very much, but please don't hesitate to reach out for any questions. Thanks again and have a great day.